Good morning, everyone. Just having some issues with the rotation settings on this, so let's see what we can do. Normally we don't have any issues, but for some reason it wants to stream vertically instead of horizontally. CSX, are you still in chat here? I'm just wondering what happens when I rotate the video to the side, the way I want to stream, like this. Does it actually not show properly? Because that'll definitely be unfortunate.
All right, I'll whisper then.
Yeah, sorry this is in vertical mode at the moment. For whatever reason, it will not allow me to change it over the way that I want to stream, which would be the normal way I would shoot videos. I'm not quite sure what's going on with it, but it's causing me some issues at the moment. Good morning to those tuning in. I am live over in Berea, Ohio, CP 194 on the NS Chicago main, and it's a beautiful morning out here, upper 70s, close to 80 at the moment. And unfortunately, as I tried to go live the normal way, it would not allow me to rotate the camera. YouTube kept having a fit with it, so I've got it vertical at the moment, which obviously isn't ideal, but it is what it is for the moment until we can try and get it figured out. But I apologize, I don't know if anybody is typing in chat. I have prior chat messages up, but it's not showing me anything right now. So if you are in chat, please say hi. And if you are just tuning in, please leave a like on the stream as well. That'll let others know that we are here, thanks to the YouTube algorithms. Awesome. Thank you, Emo. Appreciate it. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Please subscribe to our channel. Try and go live several times per year. This is actually my first time this summer out in Berea going live, so but hopefully I'll be able to do it a lot more coming up, and appreciate everyone tuning in this morning, and hopefully we'll see something here very shortly. Morning, Peter. We're right down the road from Cleveland Hopkins International Airport as well, so lots of planes taking off here this morning. Well, I did see one NS eastbound as soon as I got here before I went live, and I know from Emo in chat that we have another eastbound that went through Amherst a little bit ago, so that should be here shortly. And not sure about CSX yet. CSX, no, I was just responding to Peter's question. Unfortunately, I can't type into my phone while I'm live streaming, and I don't have another device out here with me this morning, so I was just letting Peter know. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to speak. Unfortunately, I can't type at the moment. I do see a westbound NS way down by the airport, so that should be here in a little bit as well. I know earlier this morning I missed the Penn Central NS 1073 That was westbound headed for Bellevue. Let me know too if the video quality looks horrible with the settings right now, because again, unfortunately I have the camera vertical because it would not allow me to go live horizontally on YouTube. So that's a little frustrating, but if I had to set up a different stream through Streamlabs or something, I could do that. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that is true, CSX, definitely. Good morning, KRPN5. Good to have you here. There's also an NS that's been sitting in the siding here at 194 in Berea and presumably waiting on a crew change. So that happens pretty frequently out here. Good morning, Aiden, as well. Please be sure to leave a like on the stream and invite you to subscribe to our channel as well. All railroading content. Peter, that's a good question about whether or not it's busier on Wednesday or Thursday. Emo, if he's still here, might be able to answer that. He typically is on the Amherst cam consistently during the week and throughout the week. I think it comes and goes in lulls. Like early morning, I know it's very busy. And then sometimes from late morning to early afternoon, it'll slow down a little bit and then pick up again later. Yeah, I hear you, Emo. That would be very time consuming too, I would suspect. I did check Heritage Units app as well before I got here, and not seeing anything in particular nearby coming this way at the moment, at least from Heritage Units. It's definitely a beautiful day out, though. You can't beat this weather for rail fanning. Kind of wondering where that last eastbound is that went through Amherst around 10:30. That should have been here by now. Good question, CSX. So, I believe this is, I don't know if it's the Great Lakes subdivision for CSX and still part of the Dearborn division up to CP 194 on NS. I need to look that back up. Sounds good, Emo. Thank you. But yeah, we have the close tracks closest to where I'm set up are CSX for those two. And then the rails that you see a little bit farther over by that propane tank, those are the NS tracks for the NS Chicago line. Yes, this is the Chicago line for NS. And of course, even though this is, a super busy train line, there's periods of inactivity just like anywhere else, but typically Berea delivers pretty well, especially with having both CSX and NS here. Morning to everyone just tuning in. We're in Berea, Ohio. Please leave a like on the stream. Also invite you to subscribe to the channel for more rail fanning content. I try and go live whenever possible. All right, I hear the locomotives roaring. We finally have our eastbound NS coming. Yes, sir, BNSF. zoomed in there, you see the old, what used to be way back in the day, like New York Central Tower here in Berea, and Conrail, and now NS. They do not still use the tower for anything. I know at one point they were storing equipment in there, but I think they've pretty much let that go too now. But if you look down the track, the way the camera's pointing to the east there, that's towards NS Rockport Yard. The bridge going over the tracks is Front Street. Back in the early 2000s, before they put the bridge in, cars used to get stopped there all the time. There'd be trains on multiple tracks at once, and so they eventually built a bridge over the line. And then the same is true for the CSX line here as well. Nope, no diamond, but if you see right where that signal is, there's an interchange track. So they used to occasionally interchange, and occasionally still, I don't know how many times per week, but Wheeling and Lake Erie will go from the NS line and connect to the CSX to go down towards Wellington, Ohio. Let me zoom out a little bit. So this interchange track over here on this side is what Wheeling and Lake Erie uses to connect down to the CSX to head south out of town. And again, sorry for the multiple camera adjustments. YouTube wouldn't allow me to stream horizontally this morning, so I'm vertical, and that's not ideal, I know, for photography, but it's what I have at the moment. But thank you for being here. Please leave a like on the stream if you're just tuning in. Invite you to subscribe to our channel as well for more rail fanning content. Glad to have everybody on board. It's 81 degrees out now here in Cleveland. Technically Berea. Yeah, I think we get a lot of the 50-foot boxcars up in Michigan still, too, on Canadian National. So the road right next to me, right there, that is Depot Street. So yeah, you'll hear the cars going by all the time on Depot Street, side street here. And then down there is where the siding is at CP 194, and that's where that one train's waiting on a crew change. And then for anybody that watches the rail stream cameras, they're mounted down on the building down there to the left next to the CSX track. So if you ever tune into rail stream and see their Berea cam, that's where that is. So CSX, if you look up Cleveland Hopkins International Airport and then follow the road up to Front Street, and then you make a left on Front Street, and then Depot Street is just across the bridge, and then you should be able to find it over there. Yes, rail stream cameras for Berea do cost money. I just realized this whole time I've been standing out here trackside, I left my actual still camera in the car to take regular photos, so I'm gonna have to go back to the car and grab my other camera too. To everyone just tuning in, if you haven't already, please leave a like on the stream. It helps get the algorithm going so that others will find our stream as well. And actually, I see that we have a Norfolk Southern westbound just coming down past the airport right now. So I'm gonna turn the camera around here and give me a second. Sorry about that. So you can see all the way down there where that headlight is on the NS. That's where the airport is, all the way down there. From where I'm standing, it's probably 2.5 to 3 miles down. Oh, that's cool, Peter. I'm gonna have to check that out too. Even if it is only passenger trains. I think Ontario Northland still brings passenger trains into Toronto Union Station as well. Cool. I haven't been up there in Ontario in a very, very long time. But I would love to get back up there and ride that train again. The Northlander, I think it was called. Something like that. Anyway, I'm gonna run back to my car real quick and grab my other camera so I can take still photos as well. I have this zoomed in on NS. I hope that nothing else comes while I'm down there. But I will be right back. All right, I'm back. Plan worked. Didn't miss anything. Looks like this might be light power. Not sure though. Maybe it does have cars behind him. And we have another one on the track next to him down there too that probably just got a signal at Eastland Road.
We're going to double to 14 and then go to B. Yeah, that's fine. You what? I'll let you know. Once you get out of lunch, though, we'll handle that 14 so I can get the Cargill set.
Yep, that first one is stopped, CSX. Yeah, very well could be, Peter. I'm wondering if he's just waiting for a signal to cross over and go tie on to the train that's in the siding there. That might be the new crew that's just bringing down additional motive power and tying onto the front of that train. He's waiting for his signal here next to the tower at 194. I did drive over by Rockport Yard on my way into town, and there was a train switching over there. Always lots of cars being switched at Rockport Yard. That's the main Cleveland yard for Norfolk Southern. Kind of curious where all the CSX are today. Should be seeing a CSX here shortly, I would hope. Oh yeah, I don't know if you just saw that on camera, but looks like conductor might be getting a ride down or something. Peter, that's funny. Yeah, you have quite the collection from what you've showed me, so that is awesome. Would gladly give them orders to come this way, Peter. Yeah, this NS crew guy is just throwing away some stuff in their dumpster up here. Sun is starting to shine more, so I gotta move my camera down a little bit here. Sorry for the shaking. Trying to to stay in the shade so that the camera doesn't overheat today. Awesome. Yeah, that would be hilarious, CSX. Last I checked earlier this week, it was somewhere south of here. Honestly, I would be happy with any heritage unit showing up. Nope, so far so good. Haven't gotten any warnings on the phone yet about overheating, so hopefully it'll stay good. It's currently 82 degrees here in Berea. Good breeze though, too. All right, looks like the power is on the move. Yeah, so what I believe, and I'm sorry again for the camera shaking, I believe he's just going into the siding. He switched over there. He's going into the siding to tie onto the front of that train, and they'll pull it down towards Rockport Yard. Well, guess not. I guess he's not going onto the front of that one. There must be another eastbound that is stopped down there just beyond that signal bridge, and they're throwing this power on it, is my guess. I don't think that's light power headed to Lorraine or anything like that, but I could be wrong. Guess we'll just have to wait and see what shows up here. Welcome to anyone just joining us as well. Please leave a like on the stream. Feel free to subscribe to our channel as well. Lots of rail fanning content on there. Kind of wishing I had done a live stream when 4014 went back west on the NKP through downtown Cleveland, but I did get some pretty decent footage of that, and that's on the channel as well if you want to check that out. That's in a posted video from a couple weeks ago. For anyone just joining, welcome. We're in Berea Live. Please leave a like on the stream. When you leave a like, it helps with the algorithms and getting others to the stream, so appreciate it. And so far, just over an hour, we have seen 0 CSX out here, so we are definitely due for a CSX at any time. Where's everyone tuning in from today? Let us know in chat where you're watching from. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, you might be the viewer farthest east at the moment, Peter. How's the weather out your way this morning? Awesome. Pretty similar to what we are here in the greater Cleveland area. We are supposed to be in the mid to upper 80s here today as well. Perfect summer day. Probably about a half dozen other rail fans out here along the tracks in Berea this morning as well. Yeah, Durand, Peter, is definitely one of my favorite places to go when I'm back in Michigan. CSX CN Railfan and I both see the same trains on CN in our area because we don't live that far apart, within a half hour of each other. And I know sometimes he'll go out to like Charlotte or Potterville area. But for me, where I am in Okemos, the CN and CSX run through there. CSX doesn't run but a couple trains a day plus a local. But CN is definitely pretty busy every day, and Durand is a great place to go out in Railfan. Plus in Durand, you also get the Huron and Eastern that comes in with the train from Bay City and Saginaw. And then you have Great Lakes Central bringing down a train from Owasso or up from Ann Arbor, so that's always nice as well. I don't have a scanner with me today. One of the rail fans out here does have a scanner, but can't hear what they're saying at the moment. And in most situations, if you have the virtual railfan Amherst camera up, anything that's coming east through Amherst typically will make it here between 20 and 30 minutes later in Berea. Unless there's some backups or anything. I think I actually heard a horn out to the west, so we may have something coming here shortly. Yep, so far this morning we've seen NS and BNSF power. Nice mix. Right, just need the CSX. I'd also like to see some Kansas City Southern power or CP power over on the NS.
Yeah.
All right, well, here we go. We do have the locomotives that went down there. They are coming back forward now. And yeah, Peter, I'm going to give you the prize for this one. They literally went down there and switched tracks, it looks like. Good morning, Trackside Dylan 1. This is Berea, Ohio, along the NS Chicago main and the CSX mains here as well. Awesome. Thanks for the heads up, Emo. For anyone just tuning in, if you haven't already, please leave a like on the stream. Helps get our content out there to others. And yeah, so interesting, they pulled up to the signal here at 194 and then stopped. So I really do think they're going to switch over and go and tie onto that train in the siding. Hope everyone's having a great Friday morning so far. Yeah, he just tied on to that train that's been in the siding here at 194 Berea, so we'll see what that other locomotive power is on that one in the siding shortly when they get pulled forward here. And we're still holding out hope to see a CSX coming through here as well. We'll dispatch it this way, Peter. Appreciate everyone tuning in this afternoon, about to be afternoon. We're in Berea along the CSX and NS main lines. Milepost 22 for CSX and 194 for Norfolk Southern. Please leave a like on the stream if you haven't already. Invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well for other rail fanning content. We also have a second YouTube channel called Great Lakes and Midwest Rail Fans. I believe I listed that out in the description for this channel as well. So lots more rail fanning content gets posted out there. Along with on Facebook, I have Great Lakes and Midwest Rail Fans page on Facebook as well, where I post content regularly. So appreciate you all tuning in. Thanks for being here. We'll be out here for a while yet.
Three Little Beers, 1935. Three Smart Saps, 1942. Three Lone Wolves, 1946. Three Arabian Nuts, 1951.
82 degrees at noon right now.
1952.
Maybe hearing another rail fan out here behind me. He's chatting away about something, so I think we're up to about 8 rail fans out here right now. Some people have asked me previously why is the channel named Land of the Mitten and not something to do with the railroad. So I originally came up with the channel name because I was planning to just post videos from travels across Michigan, because I live in Michigan and there's a lot to see up there, beautiful beaches and scenic things to go and do. And if you put out your hand, the lower peninsula of Michigan is shaped like a mitten. So I initially created the channel name Land of the Mitten. And then I added the additional channel Great Lakes and Midwest Rail Fans, but I plan to keep rail fanning content on both. Another channel for you guys to check out sometime is Northeast Ohio Rail Fanning Action, or NORA. There's a gentleman that does live streams out of Bellevue, Ohio, a few times per week as well. Hey Grant, good to see you here. I'm still working on reloading that video for you guys too. I think I might have it figured out. Something with the Google Drive settings with permissions and file size was giving me some issues, but I tried something else the other day and I think it may work out. So I created a different cut with that video and I'm gonna try uploading it for you again. And yeah, me too, Grant. I used to live down here years ago, out in North Royalton and Brunswick, and I used to come up to Berea Trackside almost on a nightly basis. Absolutely love being out here. And just happened to be in town today, but then I'll be back up in Michigan later tonight. Berea is definitely one of those places I love coming back to time and again, year after year after year after year. And I still have some family and extended family in Northeast Ohio, so I do get down here probably a good 10 to a dozen times a year. I'm not always out rail fanning, but I try and stop in when I can. I'm gonna look to block off some dates on the calendar for September and October as well to get out here on a Saturday. Hopefully even again in August as well. Got the whole month of August just about to start up, so. I do like going out to the depot area at Olmsted Falls as well. In fact, I think for anybody that's watching locally, the Olmsted Falls depot is going to have a open house. I believe it's tomorrow afternoon for their Model Railroad Club. I see we just got a headlight in the siding, so we might be getting close to pulling out of the siding here. Conductor's going back up into the locomotive. Oh, no, actually he's coming back down off the locomotive. The only reason I tend to come out to Berea more than Olmsted Falls is because of also being able to see CSX right here. I mean, I know I could drive south on 252 and catch CSX going through Olmsted Falls further down in that area, but having them side by side is nice. Ironically, I've not seen a single CSX in the hour and a half that I've been out here now, so I'm hoping we see something on that line shortly. Yes, Emo, we did see the one with the 2 BNSF, the one that you had reported quite a while ago. We've not seen the most recent eastbound that you reported through Amherst, though. That's awesome, Grant. I'll check that out. Who knows, I might have run into you back in the day out here. I used to spend a lot of time here in the late 90s and early 2000s. Yeah, that's definitely a good idea, Peter. I also have a small tent. I could have brought a small tent out here. I was a little annoyed when I started the stream that YouTube wouldn't allow me to rotate the camera the way it should have been for horizontal video and shots versus having to go vertical here. But I'll get that worked out by the next stream and set it up through a different platform to feed from YouTube into that platform so that it doesn't give me any issues. I ran into that one other time with YouTube as well. Not sure why. I checked all the settings like 10 or 15 times before trying to go live. Well, I do finally see something coming on CSX, but it's not what I was hoping for. It's just a high railer, probably checking out the rails in the heat out here this afternoon, but at least something's better than nothing, I guess, right? Yeah, we got a high railer coming on CSX here, so. Yeah, Peter, I hear you. When I was out filming 4014 as it went through the area, I got pretty severely burnt on my neck and face at least twice. Didn't learn my lesson. That was when I was chasing it in like 6 or 7 different locations. Oh yeah, a little before my time then, Grant, but I grew up in the 80s back in Michigan. My grandparents and family are from the Solon area, so still a family, extended family in Ravenna and Parma. But some of my best memories as a kid were the excursions that used to run out of Bellevue with the 611, and there were even some trips with nickel plate 587, and I think a couple with 765 as well. Here's the high railer. Definitely emo, me too. My dad also belonged to the Blue Water, Michigan chapter, NRHS, when I was a kid, and we used to go on tons of excursions across Michigan. Like some of the great memories of those, I got to go up to Sheboygan on the old Detroit and Mackinac sub that was cut out decades later and is now a bike trail. I got to go up to Petoskey on what was Tuscola and Saginaw Bay, part of the old Ann Arbor, which is now Great Lakes Central. And in downtown Petoskey, the line is now severed through the center of town, but they left the rail in place in the middle of a park there, which is kind of cool. But yeah, it's just those, great childhood memories of excursions that get you into the hobby too, for sure. My great-grandfather was a brakeman on the New York Central line through here. He used to run on the passenger route from Buffalo to Toledo, and they had a farm right next to the tracks off of 590 out near Rocky Ridge, Ohio. That's awesome, Grant. I'm going to have to watch for you the next time I see a 765 move when I come down to Indiana. I did stop into the shops there during the COVID times. I think it was in the summer of 2000. I was rail fanning up in Waterloo and then decided to take a trip down to New Haven. And according to a Google search, you guys had a museum there for the 765. And I got there and I'm like, this isn't a museum. And but all the guys there were awesome. They let me come look in the shops and chatted with me, and I got to go up near the locomotive, so that was pretty sweet. I've got to adjust my camera here in a moment as well. It's getting back out into the sun. I've got a tree out here in the field. Grant probably knows which one I'm talking about, maybe Emo as well if you've been over this way, but the tree right down by the water tower provides lots of shade. There was another rail fan here, but he's leaving, but yeah, otherwise I'm afraid my phone's going to overheat out here because it's now like 83 degrees. Actually, it's a double track CSX. The CSX line going through here is a double track. Maybe the image down there just gives off a bad look, but it is double track all the way down. All right, sorry for the shaking. Got to move the tripod. One of these days I'm gonna get some better equipment to do this with. But I just like sharing the content with others and hope that everybody gets to enjoy seeing some trains go by. It's been quiet for a little bit. Hopefully we'll get something soon here. Good afternoon, Castle. Welcome in. Good to have you. Yeah, Grant, definitely. I will definitely come down there and do that. I have the schedule saved from the website, and I will definitely be coming down there. I've stopped through that area when I've rail fan down in Waterloo before. I love to rail fan Waterloo as well. It's only about an hour and a half drive for me, and with it being a busy NS Chicago main still there, it's usually a good day of rail fanning. But yes, I will definitely stop into Pleasant Lake and come down when one of those excursions is happening. Yeah, honestly, CSX CN Railfan, that's why I don't typically do any sort of live stream with CN in Michigan, just because the trains are so few and far between. Like, if I were to go live in Durand, we would be lucky to see probably 3 trains in 2 hours, which honestly, I mean, it hasn't been super busy here right now either, but this area is normally a lot busier. Castle Blur, not sure what you're referencing with Jawtooth. Yeah, I can't say that I have, Castle Blur. I know, CSX, you're right. That typically does happen. Every time I pack up, there's always another one that comes around the bend or headlight shows up as I'm pulling out. I think we've got about 8 to 10 other rail fans out here trackside right now as well. Most of them are back in the parking lot. If you're just tuning in, if you haven't left a like on the stream, please do so. It helps with the algorithms and gets the stream out to other folks. Appreciate you watching today, wherever you're tuning in from, and let us know in chat where you're watching from as well. Awesome. How's the weather down there in Florida today? Hey guys, are you able to hear me? You said the sound is back. Does it sound okay? Hey Kyle. Awesome. I was just writing out a message that I was about to go and start a new stream, but if we've got things back, that's awesome. It wasn't my iPhone, it's something to do with YouTube. YouTube showed it was reconnecting like 3 or 4 different times. I will say sometimes when I'm out here, I do end up losing signal for whatever reason. And that was odd because I have all my bars and I've had all my bars. So yeah, not sure what happened, but I'm glad you guys can hear now. It looks like we got the eastbound that's about to come out of the siding. Well, I thought it was going to come out of the siding. I saw the ditch lights going, but yeah, I have no idea what the heck happened. Oh, good news. I see headlights for a westbound NS coming down by the airport right now, too. So we'll have a westbound coming in a few minutes here. Enjoy your lunch, Kyle. And Emo, yeah, I don't know where all the trains are. This is crazy. We still haven't even seen that last eastbound that you reported past Amherst. It's probably a good guess, CSX. Typical when you want to see the action, everything stops. Another railfan scanner out here is picking up a chirp from CSX, so maybe we got something getting closer on CSX. Yep, that's exactly it too. Last week I was literally trying to get somewhere and I'm like, of course, the one time I didn't need to see a train, one shows up. I think I was on my lunch break that day and I was trying to get back home. Yeah, if we have any more audio issues or anything, just throw a message in the chat and hopefully I'll be able to see it. I appreciate you guys letting me know. Does that mean I lost audio again, Castle? I'm not sure if your message is to me or to Peter or who it's to. Oh, okay. I'm chatting with you, Castle. How's it going? I think when I was asking you about how things are in South Florida, that's when audio went out. But how are things going down there? Yeah, that's the one thing I always fear when I attempt to do live streams for other rail fans is audio having issues or video having issues, and you just never know. But yeah, I think we're about to get some more train action here very shortly. There's still that westbound down there by the airport, and I'm pretty sure we have something coming on CSX as well, along with the eastbound that Emo reported in Amherst a long time ago, almost an hour ago now. And we've got that one waiting to come out of the siding still as well. Hey, Castle, good. Glad the audio's back for you. Yeah, CSX. I'll be out there for that office car special in East Lansing that day. The afternoon of the 18th. Yeah, Castle, that was a super crowded all over the place, everywhere I went, and I chased it like over a couple 100 miles total through Ohio. It's very awesome that everyone got to see it. I occasionally will tune into one of the Railstream cameras down there. Not Railstream, virtual railfan cameras down there. Down that way, but I don't typically watch the Southeast as much as up here, just because I'm more familiar with everything up here. But I would love to catch some of those trains down there and go rail fanning down that way sometime. I have not personally seen that castle. Well, guess we're finally going to pull out of the siding here at 194 and head down towards Cleveland. Yep, I have been to Grand Ledge a couple of times. Generally, for CSX over in that area, I like to go to the airport just because you have a nice wide open shot by the airport. Like, that's where I caught the CSX 911 when it was coming in back in, what was it, late May, early June? Sounds like we're finally about to have that train from Amherst. Took an hour to get here. Peter, this is the one that just pulled up was the one that went through Amherst camera that Emo was talking about an hour ago. Not sure what caused such a long transit time from Amherst to Berea. It's only 19 to 20 miles by rail. Actually, I think it's 18 miles. Yeah, it looks like he might have a different color locomotive in the lash up. I don't know if it was CP or something else. But it might not be. Moving slow, so we'll get a good view of it. Nope, this one just has 2 standard NS. Yep. Oh yeah, thanks, Emo. Just saw your comment after I was looking at the train. Hey guys, we have a CSX coming up next to me right now. We're gonna have 2 trains at once. There goes that westbound NS behind this one, so we almost had 3 trains at once. And I'm wondering if this CSX is going to end up stopping and blocking my view altogether. That it does. I'll try and be as creative as possible shooting through this one. And just like that, we're back on the move. Well, may have spoke too soon. Hey, I just hope it's good news that if he stopped here, that means there's something else opposing that might be coming this way too. Cool. Thanks, Emo. I will be right back. I'm going to walk away while this train is stopped here for a minute. Yeah, I'm back near the camera. Hoping that this CSX gets moving before the eastbound NS gets here. Oh, cool, Emo. Was that reported on heritage units? Nice. Okay, thanks, Emo. And CSX, thank you. Have a good one. Bowling's always a good time, Castle. I used to be on a league when I was a kid. I'm not still that good, but it's fun to bowl. Hello, Naomi. Still sitting and waiting on the CSX. I mean, I have tuned into other cams at times out here, and CSX can park here for quite a while sometimes, but hoping this one gets on the move soon. I mean, with there being no other eastbounds through here in the last few hours, I doubt that there's something that's actually stopped ahead of them, but we'll see. Castle, Naomi's actually my wife. She's over at my in-laws in Parma right now, which isn't too far from Berea. Yeah, if we get anything else through here, I might have to get my camera moved. Maybe even hold my camera so that we can see something going through behind this, but I don't know. Oh, cool, Castle. Yeah, we don't hear of too many other Naomis, so that's cool. And it's warming up out here too. It's almost to 85. We're sitting at 84. And who knows, it could be 85 already. That's just according to my watch. But yeah, nice summer afternoon out here. You know, I don't have a dash mount for my phone in my car, but that's something I should probably do. And then in the future, when I run into situations like this, I can just bring the phone back to the car and travel on to a different spot so we don't get blocked on the train action when there is any. While we're waiting for anybody that's not from this area, over there is the Cleveland Browns training camp building. And they do football practices over there. And I believe that the Browns purchased this parcel of land over here off of Depot Street as well, but I could be wrong about that. But there is some redevelopment of the Browns practice facility going on as well. And then if you heard in the news about the team moving to Brook Park, that's just a few minutes up the road as well, out where the old Ford plant used to be, not too far from the airport. As you can see, we have a few other rail fans out here this afternoon. Down in the distance, that building with the tower that you see, a couple decades back, and maybe not even that far in the past history, but it used to be the Puffer Belly restaurant. And they had some really good food, and then it changed owners and they sold, and it went to the Berea Depot restaurant. And then that closed a couple of years ago, and there is another restaurant going in there. Can't recall if it's Ethiopian food or something of that genre, but they are working to restore the building down there and make it a restaurant once again. So that's nice because it looked pretty unsightly just sitting there, growing weeds around it, and just kind of unfortunate after its long history. But hopefully they get that new restaurant opened in the next year or so. Couple of NS maintainers are driving between the tracks right now. There's a little pathway down between the CSX and NS lines, and a couple of trucks just went through there. yeah, kind of a wait and see. And will this train move? When will it move? Appreciate everyone tuning in today, though. And if you haven't already, please leave a like on the stream. Consider subscribing to our channel. We also have the other channel, Great Lakes and Midwest Rail Fans. I also have a page on Facebook, also titled Great Lakes and Midwest Rail Fans. So check that out. I put a lot of content from back in my home state of Michigan up there. And obviously, when I'm traveling down here, I upload things after I get home as well. Awesome, Peter. Yeah, I haven't been on any of the channels today, any of the streams except for Virtual Railfan Amherst for a few minutes when I was on my way out to Berea this morning. We might have hope that the train starts to move soon. Hearing some of the tension movement. Or air pressure, I guess you would say. All right, sorry for the bumps. I gotta move the camera once again. Get it more into the shade out here again. Yeah, and I'm hearing a horn for a westbound right now. So I apologize. This is going to be hopefully not extremely shaky, but I'm taking my camera off the tripod, my phone off the tripod rather. I'm going to walk over here between the little gap here in between the intermodal cars, and hopefully I will be able to get you a video of this westbound that's coming as well. But I just heard it down at Sheldon Road crossing. Zoom out a little bit. Sounds like this westbound NS is moving at a pretty good clip as well. Here we go. Oh my gosh, it's Amtrak. Holy cow. I assume that was the Floridian, number 40, headed for Chicago, but I don't have the Amtrak tracker pulled up and I can't get to it right now, so somebody else would have to verify. But yeah, I was not expecting to see Amtrak. I didn't realize it was coming through here this afternoon. And yeah, this CSX is about to be on the move as well. I think I have an opposing CSX coming through too. That or a westbound NS, so hang on a sec. Get something else through here. Well, that was pretty sweet. I don't know if everyone saw, but that westbound CSX, I think it had the older CSX locomotive Emo was talking about, and then it had an NS and UP for DPU mid-train. So that was very sweet. It's too bad that this eastbound was blocking it, but still pretty darn cool. All right, hang on for 1 sec. I'm gonna turn video off so that I don't give you all whiplash and put this back on the camera mount tripod. All right, well, almost 3 hours into the stream and action is finally picking up here. Still waiting on that last eastbound out of Amherst as well, Emo, and wondering if he is waiting for that Amtrak or if he was able to still get through. I'm kind of also wondering if the CSX is holding for another westbound. Westbound, southbound, whatever you want to call it, on the CSX. Hey, Yariel or Yariel, sorry if I'm mispronouncing, welcome in. Peter, nearest Amtrak station is to the east, downtown Cleveland, and then to the west, it's out in Sandusky. Sorry, I was trying to listen we've got another train coming. I don't know if it's a CSX passing this one or if it's an NS. I can't tell. Want to say it's an NS. And this is probably the one that Emo saw on the Amherst cam. Oh, yeah, and thank you for that, Peter. I forgot about the Elyria Amtrak station. Yeah, Amtrak's the closest one to Berea to the west, and then Sandusky. I probably should have mentioned this early on in the stream as well, but sometimes the streams don't appear initially at the highest quality. You have to go down to your settings, and then you have to make sure you go up and change it to the highest HD video quality possible. This is being done in 4K, so, well, hey, how about that? Perfect timing. CSX is finally on the move here. All right, give me 1 sec. Gonna turn off the video again for a second while I get this back on the tripod. Okay. Alrighty. Should be back in business now, I believe. Thank you, Castle. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please leave a like on the stream and subscribe to our channel on Facebook, YouTube. We'll be doing more live streams, and I have a lot of other rail fanning content up there. Appreciate you tuning in. Got another westbound CSX that just passed. Yeah, that definitely did take a while for 40 to get over there. Yeah, I agree, Peter. I mean, it really varies out here. There have been times I've come out in morning and I've seen tons of trains. Other times there's, a break in the activity late morning to mid-afternoon, and then it picks up again in the evening as well. I think it all kind of also in this area depends on crew availability. Yeah, if I was out here at like 6 or 7 a.m., it definitely would have been busier for sure. Well, that was a pretty good flurry of activity. It might be quiet for a bit. All within that short time, we had the Amtrak Floridian westbound NS, eastbound NS, another NS coming out of the siding, the CSX eastbound that stopped, and two westbound CSXs. So, yeah, that was tightly packed into a short time there. Well, that being said, I hate to have to wind down the stream. I never like having to wrap it up, but I do have some other places I have to run today in the Cleveland area before I head back to Michigan this evening. So appreciate everybody that's tuned in and joined us and chatted with us over the last 3+ hours. And we will get out here and do this again soon, Trackside. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so and leave a like on the stream. And I will keep you all updated on where we go live next. Might be down in Indiana in a couple weeks or back here in Ohio, who knows. But appreciate you all and hope you have a great rest of your Friday afternoon and weekend coming up, and we will chat soon. Thanks, Peter, CSX, Emo, Castle, everyone that tuned in, and take care. We'll catch you on the next one.